Okay, so let's try this, John. I'm still not sure about our image yet. Do you have an idea yet?
Um, yeah, all I can think of is some sort of big animal, but we're
Okay,
already
yeah,
kind of
well,
doing
why
that
not? No,
for
well,
the
that's okay. That's
yeah.
okay. Uh, okay, I feel like your left hand could be even stronger. Okay, so ba dum ba da 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 dum.
Oh,
Okay. Right. I'm almost thinking of oh, a boar. A
ooh,
BOAR, you know, with those giant
oh
tusks?
yeah, yeah.
Because they're big, right?
Mhm.
You wouldn't wanna find one when you're outside, right? And they just
Yeah,
go, right?
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's think of that as a giant boar. And when you're playing the left hand, just don't give up on it. The other
Okay.
thing that would really make this whole phrase even more exciting, since Kulau put those tenuto markings over it,
Mhm.
really give them their full value, right?
All
Because then
right.
afterwards, right? Then afterwards, right? Then that's probably somebody saying, "Did you see what I saw?"
Yeah.
Right? Right. So there isn't any need to really go on yet, right? You hold your course, right? And you're like, and you're thinking, "Wow, that is a big bore." God.
Yeah.
I think they even have like hairs out of their, you
Oh.
know, they're not attractive creatures.
No,
No.
no.
Okay, yeah, so then hold it, be tenacious, and then, oh my gosh, did you see what I saw?
All right.
Yep, good. Did you like that?
I did,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have you do one other thing. When you play your last chord, I'd like for you to really stick it. So let's say the boar has stopped, right? And it's looking at something, right? Dun da 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 dum. Okay, so just give it a little bit
All right.
extra time for it to just stand there. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Very good. Yeah, does that feel better to you? It's just a
It
little something
does.
different than you have been doing, so you just have to get used to holding your course there. And when you
Yeah.
go into this, da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba 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 ba. So those actually could be even shorter. Da 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 ba 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 da da. Right? Yeah, just
Yeah.
because you're low down there in the piano, right? And you want it to be clear, right?
Mhm.
And you know what, some gossipy people are like, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right? All this whispering, right? And they
Yeah.
don't even have to be gossips, right? It could be any of us just
Mhm.
saying, "Did you see that?" We had a neighbor once who would go outside with a recycling bin. And this was when the recycling bins were just boxes. They were just
Mhm.
boxes, and he wouldn't
Oh.
be wearing anything except for a pair of shorts, but he would put the bin right in front of him, and it looked like he had absolutely nothing on. And so
Oh.
we would look at
Huh.
each other and say, "Oh my gosh, is he wearing any clothes?" It's one of those moments. Oh my god. We didn't even wait to find out. We would just walk away.
Uh-huh. That's probably the best option,
Exactly.
just in case he wasn't.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So just give it a little bit more of a zing, crispiness,
All
snappiness down there.
right.
It's really good. Very
Yeah.
good. Very good. Very good. Now, there was one little spot that I know you weren't very happy with. There was one funky note where you thought, oh, where am I? I think that was actually in measure
Oh.
20. I think it was in measure 26 with that little E flat. Da-da-da-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, it was.
It
Yeah.
was. So how can you remember that that is an E flat? Oh, you've got to take a look at that measure and the measure before it. What do you have in your left hand? Do you have more
Um,
E flats?
oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes, so you have
Yeah.
2 E flats in a row. And what do you have in your right hand too?
Oh, you also have an E flat just at the end.
We really do. So thank goodness
Yeah.
for that. So say to yourself, "Oh my gosh, Mr. Kulau is sending to me a lifesaver. Don't
Yeah.
forget that E flat. I'm giving you a lot of them."
Uh,
Okay, yeah. All right, so let's take it from where you were before with the beginning of the bridge section. Doo-doo-doo-bup-bup-bup-bup-bum. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. You've known a piece for so long and then you're performing it, and you're like, "What? Where was that?" Right?
yeah.
It's like a passing storm cloud, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't any storm cloud 5 minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, we call those little mistakes just passing clouds. They just
Okay.
happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sometimes happens. Okay, so now I have an idea for you in interpretation wise. And it's at
Okay.
measure 62 and 63. Okay, so you know you're going along and you're playing the same pattern over and over again. After this, you're going, and then your left hand goes, and then your right hand goes, and then your left hand goes, and then your right. It's like, oh my gosh, how many times do we have to hear this? And then finally, he gives you this great flourish, right? Of a
Yeah.
beautiful passage scale work. So, what would happen if you made measure 63 in your left hand quieter than all the others, and then your right
Ooh.
hand coming in? Then you start your new phrase. Okay, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
tend to actually like, like, what am I supposed to do? So naturally you tend to get more of a crescendo, right? But then
Yeah.
suddenly you've made your crescendo a full measure too soon, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
so let your right hand start to crescendo. Actually, Kulau says after you play the right hand, right, and then da 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 dun da 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 dum. Yeah. So maybe if that whole measure of 63 could be very much like hidden. I'm
Oh,
hiding.
yeah.
I'm hiding.
You
I
can't find
you can't find
me.
me. Yeah. Okay, so take it wherever you'd like to.
All right.
Now tell me how good that was out of a 4 out of a 5 out of 5. What was the number you would give it?
Ooh, I would say 5, especially compared to what I was doing before. Just dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun. Yeah,
Right.
definitely giving it some ups
Yeah.
and downs. It's
Yeah,
good.
very good. Oh, I love that. That's really good. All right, and then the next little one was measure 102 and 103. So let's see why I marked this. Let's see. Oh gosh, the next page was fantastic that you played. Oh my gosh, you're breathing.
Thanks.
Oh, between those phrases, all those jumps, good for you. Oh yeah, 102 and 103, that's another place where it's really easy to keep your crescendo going. Very
Oh, yeah.
interesting. Do you see that? So again, could you make your E flat major chord in your left hand? So that would be, it's a E flat major seventh with a C sharp right up at the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's make that chord hidden, a little more hidden. Okay. So that your
Okay.
mezzo forte can start the next phrase. Okay. Wherever you want to take it from is fine. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So you mark that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Very good. I mean, of course, when we're talking about interpretation, we can really do what we want, right? But we also have to
Yeah.
take into consideration, really, why do you think the composer wrote that, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it still would sound good if you crescendoed all the way through it. But why do you think that even that little day crescendo you did, why do you think that really is even better?
So that whole phrase, if you didn't do the decrescendo, it would just be going all the way to 107 with a big crescendo, and that you can't really go farther at a point.
Right, right, exactly. Unless you had somebody on a second piano repeating the exact same thing you're playing, so it'd be so
Yeah,
big and grandiose.
yeah.
Yeah. There's only so much forte one can play.
Yeah.
Good. And then measure 125. I thought that you should just practice those 5 finger patterns going up, just so that they're really, 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 really clean. So there might be even more of a flick in your wrist when you do your push off. Yeah, so flick it forward. Yes, exactly. Yes. That's it. That's it. What are those things called? They're like they're not lobsters, but they have that god awful little tail stinging thing at the
Oh,
back of them.
scorpions?
Yeah. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
scorpion. Da 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 da
Ah.
da 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 da. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's nice. You know what I really appreciate as well, and I don't know if you even remember this, but in the past, you had to start at certain sections of your piece to really know where you were. And now you can start
Mhm.
anywhere in any piece and play it really well. I mean,
Yeah.
that you really know that you know your pieces when you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Thanks.
fantastic, because it
Yeah.
takes time, right? Because we usually do like to start at different sections, right?
Yeah.
But when you could start a measure before, 2 measures before, right on it, you know things. Oh my God, you know your pieces
Yeah.
backwards and forward. Oh, that's wonderful. Is there anything else you want to talk about with that cool out?
Um, no, I think I'm
No,
good.
I think you're good too. So tell me, are you going to record this pretty soon since it's all in
I
your
think
fingers and
so.
everything? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe this weekend or early next week.
Yeah, because I think it's due on the 16th.
It's due
Then
on the 16th, and I really feel like if you drag it out too much longer, I think you're going to be tired of
yeah.
it. I mean, you really are like up on the mountain right there on the top, right?
Yeah.
You have your little flag there saying I've made it to the top.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so
Yeah.
I think, yeah, the next 5, 6 days, I think you should do it. Get it over with. Okay.
All right.
And of course, there's a bunch of directions that I will send your dad. Okay, how to
Okay.
upload it onto Google and Drive and all.
I don't know. I really like Beethoven's style. I've liked a lot of the pieces that I've played by him. So this, I think, just a lot of the contrasts with the dynamics and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah.
it
Everything that
is.
Beethoven wrote was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what have you managed to do so far?
So, I've kind of roughly gone through the whole piece, so I could
Good.
try doing that and see where
Okay.
it goes.
All right, let's see where it goes. Sounds great. Very nice. All right.
Thanks.
And you know that that is the exposition.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And
Yeah,
then
I
the
was wondering
next,
why it was so short.
right. And then the next page starts the development. And the
Oh, okay.
development has an interesting arpeggiated section here. Right. Do you see that at 48, 49?
Oh,
So
yeah.
Beethoven is really developing a lot of triads in broken form, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, we'll have to figure out where the recapitulation is. Da, da,
Oh,
da, da, da,
yeah.
dum. Okay, yeah, we'll have to figure where the recapitulation is this week. All right,
Yeah.
nicely done. Your fingering looks
Thanks.
good. Your notes are good. Let's just check out two notes, okay? Since
Okay.
we're in this first stage of learning a piece, we got to think about notes, fingering, rhythm, and articulations. Okay, so
Mhm.
measure 19. Are you for sure playing an E flat at the very end of that measure? I want to make sure about that.
I think so, but I might have missed it
Yeah,
this
who
time.
knows? Yeah, so just put
Yeah.
a little circle around it, just in
All
light
right.
pencil, just in light pencil. I'm sure you'll erase it in a day or two. And in measure 22, did you for sure play an A flat in your right hand after the two B flat repeated notes?
Oh, I do not think I did that.
Okay, so go ahead and circle that one in light pencil too. Okay, so other than that, everything else sounded good to me. Now
All
let's
right.
go ahead and talk a little bit about, let's see, articulations, because actually the ornaments in this piece actually become part of the main notes. Because John, those little notes are not grace notes because they don't have a slash through them. Okay.
Oh.
So that means you have to play them as half the, you have to make them, you have to make the next note half its beat. So starting at
Oh.
measure 10, you go one, one and two and three, four, one E and a two E and a three, four, one E and a two
Oh.
E. Okay, so that's why I want to work on these today because they are part of the natural melodic line. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
so you notice that's gonna turn into 4/16 notes in a row. Da 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 da.
All right.
All right, you want to go ahead and try that? Yes. Good. You already have the fingering down. Good for you. Let's do it two more times. Good. Oh, that's wonderful. Very good. So could you put a little check above that measure? Because that one would be a good one to repeat 7, 8 times a day. Because that one is
Yeah.
that's a little bit challenging, that one. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead and look at another little note and let's make that into an appoggiatura instead of a grace note. So find another place where there's a little note.
Okay. So there's one in measure 22.
Okay, 22. Okay, yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and play that one.
Oh,
Yeah, and yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, you're absolutely right. That was it. Good. Let's do that again. Yeah, there's that A flat. All right. And then what about the little note at measure 12 and 13?
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's do those. Yeah. So it's just much more lyrical, right? The melodic line.
Yeah.
Good. Now,
Yeah.
when you're playing that little section, I would actually call that a second theme. And why do you think that's the second theme of this whole exposition?
Ooh.
Like, how does this change? Da, da. compared to the beginning. Then da-dum, bop, 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 bop. Very
Yeah.
clear, isn't it?
Yeah,
Very clear.
yeah.
So when you're playing that second theme, I think that you could be a little bit more emotional when you're playing those two note slurs when you're going da 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 dum. It's actually a 3-note slur, right? Da 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 dum, da 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 dum.
Yeah.
Okay, so just watch your fingers when you're playing your fourth finger, that it stays nice and strong, and you feel that nice arch in your upper hills, your upper knuckles.
Okay.
Okay, let's start right on it. Da da dum bum, da da dum bum. Good, and you know what? When I edited it, I changed the fingering. Do you see that on the Fs? I went da da 2 1, da da
Oh,
2
yeah.
1. Yeah, yeah. Right, and it makes sense to you now, right? Why there's a
It
finger
does,
change. Yeah,
yeah.
that's very good. Very good. Okay. And let's see, then let's do something else that has to do with articulations, okay? The parts that are at measure 17, and then there are 2 measures before that, when you have 2 16th notes, and then you have another 2 16th notes, but the articulations really change. Oh my, that's Beethoven
Ooh.
contrasting right there, right? So da, 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 sorry, da, 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 da.